March 10th, 2021. Welcome into the Early Edge, powered as always by SportsLine. I am the coach, and right now, I feel like every day is Bad Beat Tuesday. Yesterday, we were right on the soccer games. The 6th minute of extra time, Dortmund allows a header, and our plus money ticket goes straight into the trash. However, we do this 7 days a week. You're going to have some off days, but this is Bounce Back Wednesday. That means two things. We get back on the winning track, and it also means golf, the Players' Championship. So let's bring in our cappers right now. We're running the three-man weave right below me. You know if his face is on the show. It's time for golf. Rick Run Good. Rick G, good morning.
Not only just golf, Coach, but one of the biggest events of the year. Absolutely stacked field, and I can't wait to dive into it.
Boom! $2.7 million. Right next to him for the winner, by the way. Right next to him, M Squared. Busy day today. What's up, man?
Not much. Good morning, Coach. Definitely Wednesday is our favorite days. Chief has a thing for Rick. Anytime he's on the show, he is always on standby here for Wednesday. So we're ready to go. Love the college basketball slate today.
I cannot wait to see what Chief's dog of the day is going to be. And finally, of course, he's our rock. He's our guy. He's the maestro. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Coach. Rough night for me. 1-3, lost a couple of nail biters. And also Notre Dame didn't cover. I mean, there was no point in the game where they even sniffed a cover. So it was a 1-3 day, down to 6-5 for the week. But I was looking around the web at some of the smartest guys I know. They were also shaking their heads about some of yesterday's results. So let's just get them today.
You know when Twitter is silent that all the sharps had a bad day and that nobody, everybody was on the right team. And sometimes that's just the way that it goes. I will tell people this, two quick things. We're going to have two shows a day. We're going to do an AM version, and there's going to be a PM version with some lines for the evening. So put on those notifications so that when the extra show comes in, it comes right in your feed and you know when we drop it. Also, if you're not a SportsLine member, what are you doing? A lot of our guys have plays on SportsLine, like Iona yesterday. Zach had Iona on SportsLine. If you remember, you would have had that play. They won by 24. It pays to be a member. Speaking of SportsLine, we're giving away 5 free year-long subscriptions. All you got to do is go over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. In that review, tell us who's going to win this week's Big Ten Conference Tournament. You'll be eligible. Leave your Twitter handle for winning one of those 5. We'll announce it on Monday. All right, speaking of SportsLine, it's time for our SportsLine Plays of the Day. That's right, we're giving you two. Let's start in college basketball. Butler getting 6.5 against Xavier. This is from our guy, Kenny White, 3-1 in his last 4 college basketball against the spread picks on SportsLine. That's a 6 p.m. Eastern tip. Then we're going to hockey. Kings, minus 125 against the Ducks. This cashes in our simulations over 68% of the time. This is a graded A play at SportsLine. Okay, it's time for our board. Mikey, M Squared, you know the drill. Give it to me.
All right, Coach, we're going to look at the Duke Blue Devils. Impressive win for them yesterday. They must keep winning if they want to keep their NCAA hopes alive. I like them -2 here against Louisville in this game. Louisville is a team they just played. They took them to overtime in a time when Duke was playing really terrible basketball. They ended up losing that game in overtime, so they're 0-2 against the spread against this team this season. I like them to bounce back here. I'm not at all worried about them playing on a back-to-back here because this Duke team, they were so good yesterday. They were able to limit minutes. I believe the most minutes anyone played was 25. So I like that a lot for them. It was a little bit of a warm-up game. I think they have a lot of confidence, especially with the young players here. Look for Matthew Hurt. If he can stay out of foul trouble, this is a great spot for them against Louisville. All they have to do is contain Carlick Jones just a little bit. I make them -3.5 in my simulations. I do expect this game to close -3, maybe -3.5, right where my number is. So get on it as early as you can. And then my second game, Washington State against Arizona State. I like this one here. We'll call this Chiefs dog of the day. They may not be an underdog by the time this game tips, but they're currently +1 in the market. My simulations make them -1.1. So what's going on here? Arizona State, they can be a very good team offensively. They play with the 35th quickest pace in the NCAA, which is very, very fast. Definitely a difference from Washington State. However, they're one of the more erratic teams because they rank 221st in terms of defensive efficiency. That is not something you want to see when it comes to these competitive tournament-type games. Give me Washington State +1. And then for the Players' Championship, I like Abraham Answer, top 20 finish, +300. Rick is going to tell you probably that you're going to look for someone who has an all-around game. I like his all-around game and the way it fits here. I really like the way he played last week at the WGC. He did shoot that 74 in the final round, but I saw a lot of things that I liked about him. Finished I believe T18, was live for a top 10 finish there. So give me Abraham Answer, top 20 plus 300.
Yeah, who didn't shoot a 74 in the final round of that particular tournament? I like that pick as well. Sometimes I don't follow the producer. Sometimes I just do my own thing. And today's one of those days. Rick G, I'm going to combine your segments. I want you to give everybody a little preview of what we can expect at the Players' Championship, and then give us your picks on your board, please. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Let's do it. Players Championship, TPC Sawgrass, one of the most recognizable courses on planet Earth. And Mike is absolutely right. There has been little threads of consistency and correlation between the winners that we've had here over the years. You're talking about Rory McIlroy, Siwoo Kim, Jason Day, Webb Simpson, Ricky Fowler. There's not a common trend there. So what we've seen is this really requires a complete golf game. You cannot rely on just one aspect of said game and try to get by and become the Players' Champion. It's just not going to happen. So when I look at my card for this week, I'm starting with two matchups. I'm going with Webb Simpson over Patrick Cantlay. Webb Simpson, a past champion here. He has evolved over the course of the last 18 months where he is no longer just a guy that we play on web courses. You can play him anywhere. He played well at a November Masters that he should not have played well at. He contends at places like the Concession, which he should not contend at. He is a complete player. He's one of the best players when they walk off the tee box on the face of the earth. And then I'm going with Matthew Fitzpatrick over Patrick Reed. And there's water lurking everywhere at TPC Sawgrass. There is volatility in all shapes and forms. But Matthew Fitzpatrick is solid, and he finds a way to put the ball in the cup. He's having one of the best statistical seasons of his career, and he's much more consistent than Patrick Reed. And then finally, gentlemen, if you need a winner, look no further than Justin Thomas. He's 18-1, and he's doing that thing where he just lurks around, getting ready to win another golf tournament. He gained 9.5 strokes on approach at the WGC Workday. It was second to only Colin Morikawa, who ended up winning that golf tournament. He was terrible with his driver, but he's been working hard with 3-wood off the tee, with driver off the tee the past couple of weeks. I think he gets back into form with that club, and if he does, watch out. He's going to be a threat to win this week's Players' Championship.
I love Justin Thomas this week. I think he's past all of the stuff that happened in Hawaii, his grandfather passing away, the Tiger stuff because they're best friends, and now he can get back to refocus on the sport of golf. I love that pick at plus 1,800. That's pretty good value on Justin Thomas. All right, Maestro, bring it home for us, baby. Let's go.
All right, let's do it, Coach. We got an early start in the ACC. NC State getting 3 points at Syracuse. This line has jumped because everyone knows that Syracuse needs to win probably 2 games to get in the tournament, and that whole narrative of they need the game. But, what about NC State? They've won 5 straight, shot 49.6% in those 5. Last 3 games, only 9 turnovers per game. They did lose a couple of close games to Syracuse during this season, but I think they're going to keep this close and possibly win outright. I like NC State plus those points. And then later on, Northwestern against Minnesota. Minnesota has lost 7 straight. Their center is out. Their best defender is out. And it's all because Coach Pitino played the center, Liam Robbins, on a bad ankle. He could have rested him, but I think he got greedy. They were doing so well. They were ranked. And now he doesn't have them, at least for this game. And Northwestern beat them by 8. Northwestern coming in on a 3-game win streak. Not only that, Minnesota's the backup guy who's playing center, Brandon Johnson, had a huge game last time out. They took Rutgers to overtime. He has a sprained ankle. He's going to play, but they had to hold him out of practice. I just think it's the end for Minnesota. I think it's today. I laid the points with Northwestern. It's down. It's 1.5 right now, but I laid 2.
So many great nuggets there for all these games. And it's all about education and entertainment. That's what we say all the time. You've been educated. Now we're up against it. So grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here we go. Time for the recap. Thank you, Greg. All right, M-Squared. He's on Duke today, -2. They won by damn near 30 yesterday over Boston College, over Louisville today. Washington State +1. Chiefs dog of the day that may not be a dog by the time this game starts. Of course, follow Mikey on social media to keep track of this throughout the day. Then at the Players' Championship, Mikey's throwing in Abraham Answer. Love this play. Top 20 finish. You're getting it at plus 300. Then Rick Run Good. Rick G. He loves Webb Simpson today over Patrick Cantlay. These are tournament picks, by the way, not round 1 picks. Matthew Fitzpatrick, minus 105 over Patrick Reed. And then if you want to sprinkle a little bit on a winner, how about Justin Thomas at plus 1,800 at TPC Sawgrass? Then the Maestro. He likes NC State. This is a noon Eastern tip, so get your play in. This game has been moving. Start at +2. Now it's up to +3 against Syracuse. And then, of course, Northwestern. That game is moving a little bit too. -2, now down to -1.5. It'll be shifting throughout the day, so get the best number and get it in now. And then, of course, our SportsLine plays of the day, college basketball. Butler, +6.5 against Xavier. And then the Kings in the NHL, -125 on the money line, taking on the Ducks. You got your marching orders. I feel so good. I feel like it officially starts today. Games all day, and don't forget, a brand new PM episode of The Early Edge will be dropping in your feed sometime this afternoon. Let's take all these tickets straight to the pay window. For Rick Run Good, Rick G, for M Squared, for Chief, thank you for the dog of the day. For Greg, don't call me Gary, our producer stepping in for the jeweler today, and of course the Maestro. He is the man. I'm the coach. Remember, the only place for your tournament championship basketball early edge is right here. Before 11 a.m., we do it all in 10 minutes or less. Best of luck. We'll see you this afternoon.